Back when I started my Cyclov account, one of the first few moneymakers I did as a free player was picking up cowhides and tanning them. Well, here we are 10 years later to test if tanning cowhides is still a good moneymaker. My account has evolved a lot, so instead of me having to use the good old Alcarith tanner, now we can actually use the new and improved Crafting Guild tanner, which is actually much closer to a bank. Yeah, I'm yet again at the crafting guild doing a moneymaker. I think I just loved crafting secretly. Aside from needing some starting GP in case you are buying the hides from the GE itself, and for tanning them you do need 1 coin for each hide you tan. Besides those things, you really don't have any requirements and you can actually just do this from a fresh account pretty much. So with that being said, literally all I do is run back and forth for an hour and tan my cowhides. Now that my hour is finished, we can finally get to the results. In 1 hour I was able to tan 8,856 cowhides into leather. The cost of those came at a hefty 2,028,024 GP for the cowhides plus the 8,856 coins I had to pay the tanner for their work. It's quite a bit of GP invested. That, however, inevitably begs the question, how much did we actually make? Well, after removing the GE tax, we are left with 2,869,344 GP. That is a profit of 832,444 GP in 1 hour. This is by and far the best moneymaker I have ever done in this, albeit short series. In fact, this moneymaker is actually so good that it's actually provided me more GP now than when I did it 10 years ago, which is honestly not true for any other moneymaker I've covered so far. I do need to come clean about something. While it does sound amazing, we need to remember that I am nearly maxed and I have access to the fastest tanner in the game. On top of that, I have 99 agility, and when you add the full graceful on top of that, I never really run out of run energy. All of these does exacerbate the amount of GP you can actually make. Even then, I think doing this in a free-to-play world is honestly still a solid 200k GP per hour at least. Alcarith is actually the second fastest tanner in the game, and compared to the Crafting Guild, it has no requirements to use. There is also something else when it comes to profit. At the rate I was going, my profit per hour was going to be reduced. Why? The GE has straight limits. Essentially, every 4 hours you can only buy X amount of a certain item. For cowhides, it's 13,000. It sounds like a lot, but I did tan over 8,000 in a single hour, meaning by the end of hour 2, I would have nothing else to tan, and such I would have to wait an extra 2 hours in order to complete my 4-hour wait to buy more cowhides, meaning that 2 hours of my 4-hour work would net me a profit of 0, because I wouldn't have any more cowhides to tan. While I find tanning always profitable, it's also worth noting that the amount of profit in each hide does oscillate quite a bit. Sometimes this profit might be straight up halved depending on the prices. All in all, I gotta say, for an occasional I really need GP fast moneymaker, this is actually really good. Again, on newer accounts your profit won't be as high, but still, there is definitely some nice early GP to be made here, or, you know, if you are an high level account, there is some supply money or some rebuild money to be made there. It's incredibly easy to get your hands on this. It literally doesn't have any requirements other than just a few GP to start off with, and the payoff can honestly be really good for relatively an hour or two of work. So yeah, I think this moneymaker actually held up surprisingly well, and honestly I would recommend people to do this still. Overall, I am super surprised, and honestly I am very impressed that this moneymaker is better now than what it used to be, because the profit that you can make on cowhides is actually higher than what it used to be. 10 years ago I used to run it at what, 30 GP profit per hide. Now it's like 80, so it's even better. So yeah, I mean, just do the moneymaker. And that's pretty much it for this video. Honestly, what other old moneymakers do you want me to test to see if they actually hold up? And honestly, if you do have any moneymaker, even if they're not necessarily old, but you know, used to do them or whatever, if you want me to test them, just leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.